At the end of the Avengers movie, we saw that Thor takes Loki captive and returns to Asgard with the help of the Tesseract. He stands before his father, Odin, the king of Asgard. Odin scolds Loki severely, telling him he will spend the rest of his life in prison for his crimes. He declares that Thor will correct all the wrongs Loki has committed and will be the king of Asgard, moving forward with peace across the 9 realms. The Bifrost Bridge, which Thor had previously destroyed with his hammer, is now completely repaired. Thor goes to Heimdall, who informs him that the 9 realms are soon going to align in a rare convergence, opening hidden pathways between worlds. This has happened before. The story then flashes back to the past, where we are told that before there was light, there was darkness in the universe, and from this darkness were born evil forces, including the dark elf Malekith. Malekith wanted to plunge the entire universe back into darkness using a weapon called the Ether. During the last convergence, he attempted to use the Ether, but before he could succeed, Asgard's army, led by Thor's grandfather Bor, seized it, leading to Malekith's defeat. Bor then hid the dangerous Ether deep within the earth. Heimdall tells Thor that this convergence is about to happen again. On Earth, Jane Foster is shown investigating an abandoned place with her friends. They discover strange gravitational anomalies after some children show them a spot where a large truck levitates in the air. The children then take them to another place where objects disappear and sometimes don't return. While investigating with her scientific meter, Jane is pushed by an unknown force and transported to another world. There, she sees a red, fluid-like substance within a wall. When she touches it, it absorbs into her body. This is the Ether, the same weapon hidden by Bor millennia ago. This event awakens Malekith and his dark elves, who have been in suspended sleep for thousands of years. Jane regains consciousness to find herself alone. When she goes outside, the police are there, called by her worried friend. Jane is angry because S.H.I.E.L.D. will likely take over the site, halting her research. She is shocked to learn she was missing for 5 hours. Suddenly, Thor appears. Heimdall, who monitors the 9 realms, had told Thor he could no longer see Jane, prompting Thor to come to Earth. As the police try to arrest Jane for trespassing, she touches one of them, causing a powerful energy explosion that knocks them all down. Thor realizes something is wrong and takes Jane to Asgard. Odin is not happy about this and orders Thor to send her back. However, when Asgardian guards try to touch Jane, they are shocked and thrown back. Odin examines Jane and discovers the Ether is inside her. Thor explains to Jane that Heimdall couldn't see her because of the Ether, which is why he came for her. He explains the convergence of the 9 realms and the temporary portals it creates. Meanwhile, Malekith empowers one of his elite warriors, Algrim, and has him deliberately captured and imprisoned in Asgard's dungeons. Once inside, Algrim reverts to his true, powerful form, Curse, and begins wreaking havoc. Loki, who is also imprisoned, deceptively points him in a direction. Malekith and his forces attack Asgard, knowing the Ether is within Jane. Thor's mother, Frigga, confronts them to protect Jane. Curse captures Frigga, and when she refuses to reveal Jane's location, he kills her. Thor arrives and attacks Malekith with his hammer, Mjolnir, injuring him. Before Thor can capture Malekith, Curse rescues his master and they escape. Frigga's death devastates Odin, Thor, and even Loki, who loved his mother deeply. Thor proposes taking Jane to the Dark World, Svartalfheim, to lure Malekith, as he needs the Ether, and kill him there to avoid a battle in Asgard. Odin forbids it, preferring to fight Malekith on their own turf. Thor then turns to Loki for help. Loki is consumed by guilt, feeling responsible for his mother's death as he indirectly helped Algrim. Seeking revenge, he agrees to help Thor. Since Odin has sealed the Bifrost, only Loki knows a secret way out of Asgard. He helps Thor and Jane escape. When Malekith learns Jane has left Asgard, he calls off his attack and heads for Svartalfheim. Thor, Loki, and Jane arrive on the Dark World. Loki then appears to betray Thor, stabbing him and handing Jane over to Malekith as a gift, claiming he only wants to see Asgard burn. He also vouched for Curse, reminding Malekith that he saw him in Asgard's prison and is their enemy. Malekith begins to extract the Ether from Jane. Once it is fully removed, Loki uses his illusion magic to reattach Thor's seemingly severed hand. This was their plan all along, to get the Ether out of Jane. Thor then summons lightning to destroy the Ether, causing a massive explosion. They believe it is destroyed, but the powerful substance is indestructible. It instead flows into Malekith, making him immensely powerful. Malekith departs, leaving his army and Curse to finish off Thor and Loki. A fierce fight ensues between Loki and Curse. Loki is gravely wounded, but he has a hidden explosive that detonates, sending them both into a void and killing Curse, thus avenging his mother's death. With his dying breath, Loki collapses in Thor's arms, leaving Thor heartbroken. Thor and Jane find a cave where Jane's phone rings, surprising her. They realize the cave contains one of the portals connected to the anomalies on Earth. This is their way back. They travel through the portal and reunite with Dr. Eric Selvig. Eric explains that the convergence is creating a central focal point in Greenwich, London, and Malekith must come there to unleash the ether's darkness. They head to Greenwich. Malekith arrives, and a battle ensues between his ether powers and Thor's hammer. Jane and Eric use their scientific devices to create gravitational fields, opening random portals that suck away Malekith's soldiers. Thor fights Malekith, and they are thrown through various portals, moving between different worlds. Thor eventually gets separated from Malekith. Malekith begins to channel the ether into the convergence to spread darkness across the 9 realms. Thor returns and, using one of Eric's gravity devices, throws it at Malekith. When Malekith catches it, one of his arms is sent to another world through a portal. Thor does the same with his other arm. As Thor charges, Mjolnir returns to his hand, and he strikes Malekith, who then falls. Jane uses her machine to control gravity, opening a portal beneath Malekith's falling ship, sending it to the same world as Malekith. The ship crashes onto him, killing him. Thor returns to Asgard, where Odin praises him for sacrificing so much to save the 9 realms and offers him the throne. Thor declines, saying he will always protect the realms, but now is not the right time to be king. He also recounts Loki's bravery and sacrifice. As Thor leaves, it is revealed that Odin is actually Loki in disguise, smiling as he sits on the throne, having achieved his desire to rule Asgard. In a final scene, Volstagg and Sif take the recovered ether to a being called the Collector for safekeeping. When the Collector asks why they don't keep it in Asgard, they explain that the Tesseract is already there, and they don't want 2 Infinity Stones in one place. After they leave, the Collector looks at the ether, the Reality Stone, and says, 1 down, 5 to go, hinting at the other Infinity Stones. The movie ends with a post-credit scene where Jane Foster is missing Thor, who then comes to Earth to visit her, making her very happy.